Alright, yeah! Thank God for fantasy football. I'm Buster Brown, and the show, well, it's called Redemption Rehab. If you tuned in today, it's for one reason, and it's to start winning championships in fantasy football. Are you tired of losing? Are you tired of your friends making fun of you every single time you make a pick in your upcoming drafts? Well, I'll tell you right now, those days are over. Why? Because we put together some great videos for you to watch on our website, fantasyfootballredemptionrehab.com. When you get a chance, you gotta check these videos out. What are some videos you can watch on our website to help you get ready for this season? Well, come on over here and let's take a look. As you can see up here, Drafting Made Easy is 1, 2, 3. It's a video that'll show you exactly how to draft online, and you get a great team every time. What else is on our website? You come down here. How about your 2021 Impact Rookie players? We not only give you highlights, statistics, and valuable information on running backs, rookie wide receivers, rookie quarterbacks, and rookie tight ends. But we didn't stop there. Like today, we're going to show you sleeper picks at wide receiver, quarterback, and tight end. And our one video that's a must-see only on our free website is our 2021 running backs, where we'll show you how to draft 10 sleeper picks at running back to take late in your draft. Look, when you do a draft, you go in with the strategy, but sometimes your strategy doesn't pan out. Sometimes taking the best available player leaves you weak at running back or another position. These videos will make sure that you're prepared with multiple strategies heading into your draft. So I'll tell you what, let's show you one of the free videos. The rest of these videos you can see only on our website, fantasyfootballredemptionrehab.com. Like I said earlier, when you get a chance, you gotta check these out. It will only help you win a championship in 2021. So, buckle up, get out your popcorn, and let's head over to the chalkboard
and check out the facts.
Here we are talking about quarterbacks. In today's show, we're going to talk about rankings. As you can see on the left side of your screen, that's the projection tier rankings from Fantasy Pros. And on the right side of your screen is a draft I just finished, in which I took a quarterback using my strategy that we'll talk about. And I got a great grade. As you can see here, I got 95 out of 100. The team name is Buster Brown 1.3, and you can see down here that I had a number 1 ranking on the overall draft. My starters were ranked number 1, and my bench was ranked number 2. And what I did was I go into every draft with the same strategy. I may have to change that strategy to plan A, plan B, plan C, and I have all those ready to go from practicing and 34 years of experience doing fantasy football. So what happened in this draft is I went in with looking to get running backs as my first priority, followed by wide receivers. I'm going to try to get me a tight end, a top 3 one if I can early in the draft, and if not, I'm going to wait. And then I'm going to draft a quarterback somewhere after I get me 2 or 3 good running backs, 2 or 3 good wide receivers, a top tight end, a tier 1 or tier 2 tight end. And if I can't get those, I'm probably going to draft a quarterback somewhere in there. But if I can get those, I'm going to wait on quarterback and draft them later in the draft, which is exactly what I did here. Let's take a look at some of the rankings before we take a look at how I drafted and got an A 95 out of 100 grade from Fantasy Pros. As you can see over here, here's the rankings of the quarterbacks. Here's your tier 1 guys. If you can get one of these guys, great. I usually wait for one of these guys to fall to me. They go in specific rounds. We're going to take a look at their expert consensus ranking here in a minute, which is the ECR. And this is just player rankings. ECR and player rankings are different because this is just the quarterbacks they're ranking here. The ECR uses all the positions. It shows you where Patrick Mahomes goes he goes in like the late 20s, and then it shows you where Josh Allen goes, which he goes in the early 40s. So that's expert consensus ranking, and this is player ranking. And as you can see here, Fantasy Pros, they got like 100 guys that rank these, and this is where they fell. As on average, Patrick Mahomes number 1, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott is usually the 5th quarterback taken in most drafts. And this is probably what will happen in your draft. And this is what happened in the draft I just did. And I didn't like where these guys were going. They were going too early for me. I go in with a strategy where if I'm getting 4 points like I was in this league for a passing touchdown from a quarterback, then I don't take a quarterback until usually round 7, 8, and then I usually try to get 2 quarterbacks in there by round 11. But that's in a 4-point per passing league. Now, if it's 6 points per passing touchdown, I kind of like to start looking at quarterbacks in round 5 through 10. Try to get a couple good ones if you can. I usually wait for one of these guys in tier 1 to fall to me, someone in a round they shouldn't be in. If they are not available because people took them too early for me, then I look for these tier 2 guys, which I really like them, and I'll try to get one of those guys, and maybe one of these guys in tier 3 as my backup. And I'll be good at quarterback. I'll wait on quarterback because that's my strategy, unless a good quarterback falls to me. That's a strategy you should be using, because when you go into a draft, like I said, your priorities: where am I getting my running backs? Where am I getting my wide receivers? Can I get a top tier tight end? And then in a round that maybe I don't have a good player to pick, I'll take a quarterback, or maybe someone like a Lamar Jackson, or in this case, Russell Wilson, falls to me in a round that I can't pass him up. So let's head over and take a look at the expert consensus rankings and the draft I just finished on RT Sports Best Ball 10-man PPR League. Okay, here we are looking at, on your left side of the screen, the expert consensus rankings, starting with the tier 1 guys, Christian McCaffrey, and on the right side of your screen is the actual draft I just finished. I am team 3. Buster Brown will highlight that there for you. With the 3rd pick in the draft, I took Alvin Kamara, then followed it up by Antonio Gibson, then Darren Waller, and on down the list. And as you can see, it wasn't until round 8, basically down here, where I took my first quarterback, followed up by my second quarterback in Joe Burrow. You can see up here, I got a 95 out of 100. I was ranked number 1 and overall, number 1 in starters, and number 2 in bench. So I followed my strategy. I came into this league thinking I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get me 2 good running backs. I saw a top 3 tight ends, so I went after him, and then I concentrated on 4 really good wide receivers, most of who fell to me where I didn't think they would be, so I nabbed them before I started taking a couple good quarterbacks to fill out my top 10 roster. Now this was a 24-round best ball league on RT Sports, point per reception. Quarterbacks get 4 points for a passing touchdown. And if you take a look at the expert consensus ranking on your left, in the top 23 there are no quarterbacks that you should be taking. First quarterback to come off the draft board was Patrick Mahomes, and he's coming up around pick 28. And you can see over here, if we move down, the expert consensus ranking has first quarterback coming off the board around pick 26. And as you can see in this draft, there's 10-man league, so that's 20, that's 30. So he went and picked 28. So he's right around consensus expert ranking, the ECR. Now I did manage to get one of my several leagues that I did in best ball. I did get 1 share of Patrick Mahomes, and I got him right here where Josh Allen was going. We're right around pick 39. That's a great spot for Patrick Mahomes. I waited and waited. In round 4, he fell to me. So I was comfortable taking Patrick Mahomes earlier than I normally would. Why? Because he went a whole round earlier or later than I expected, and the and I got a great grade on that draft too. But that's what I'm suggesting you do. Wait for a quarterback that falls to you in a round he shouldn't be in, like I did down here with Russell Wilson, and then nab him. And as you can see over here, the next quarterback to come off the board, here's Josh Allen right here at number 42. So it's a 10-man league. That means he's going to go somewhere in the early 5th round, right here where Chris Godwin is. And then you can see down here, here's Kyler Murray. He's number 52. That means he's going at the end of, this is number 50 right here. Expert consensus ranking says this is where he should be going, and he's already gone. Lamar Jackson's even lower than Kyler Murray. You can see here's Dak Prescott. Let's move the screen down so you can see him. And you can see right here, here is the quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott. As you can see, the expert consensus ranking on here is Lamar Jackson 55, Dak Prescott is 56, and Justin Herbert is down here in 72. Everybody in this draft reached for a quarterback. It's a bad idea. There's too many quarterbacks in this league that you can get that'll do well. If this is only a 10-man league, all you have to do is get one of the top 10 quarterbacks, so why wouldn't you wait to get a really good quarterback? But they didn't. They went with Dak Prescott way too early, as you can see here. If this is pick number 40, he went pick 44. His expert consensus ranking for Dak Prescott is over here on the left, and he was 56, so he went 12 picks earlier. That's ridiculous. They're saying Dak Prescott should be going in here. Same thing with Lamar Jackson, was 55. That's down here also. And same thing with Kyler Murray at 52. That's way up here. So where Justin Herbert went. Justin Herbert is a consensus ranking over here on the left at 72. So that's way down here. This is 72. I mean, way early. So as you can see, me waiting on quarterback was a strategy I like to do, unless a top tier quarterback falls to me in a round he shouldn't be in, like happened with Russell Wilson. So everybody that took a quarterback that you could see here reached for a quarterback a little bit earlier than they should have. I waited all the way to pick 78. Russell Wilson's consensus ranking over here is 67. That allowed me to get value later in the draft. And let's take a look at some of the other quarterbacks and see where players like Matthew Stafford are going, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and Ryan Tannehill. Okay, we kind of looked at our tier 1 and tier 2 quarterbacks. A lot of those guys are gone, and we're talking where I got Russell Wilson in round 8. I showed you Russell Wilson was supposed to be like, the mid 60s, and I got him going on pick 78. So I got value, and when you go into a draft, you got to get value if you can, and I did that with Russell Wilson, which allowed me to score 95 out of 100 and gave me a really good team. So as you can see here, the next quarterbacks off the board were Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, and Ryan Tannehill before I took Joe Burrow. I wanted 2 quality quarterbacks that I thought could help me this year, and I like both these guys. They both played well last year before Russell Wilson hit a cliff. He was leading basically fantasy football in scoring for the first 8 weeks of the fantasy football season before he tailed off. And of course, Joe Burrow got hurt in week 10 and he was done, but he's supposed to come back and be, healthy. You can't reach for any of these quarterbacks. You can see here, this guy was the next quarterback to come off Matthew Stafford after Russell Wilson. If you look over here, Matthew Stafford's not supposed to go to pick 95. Over here, he went pick 80. He went over here and pick 81. That's a reach. That's 14 picks early. Same thing with Tom Brady. He went, 8 picks before he's supposed to. If you look on the left side of your screen over here, you can see pick 90 is Tom Brady, and he went at pick 82. And, these are really good, solid picks here. Jalen Hurts and Ryan Tannehill both Jalen Hurts had a really nice 3-game stretch there at the end of the season where he put up some good numbers. He might be a breakout candidate. And when I make breakout candidate for Jalen Hurts, will he be drafted in round 9 next year, or will he move up? And I think you'll see him, if he's the starting quarterback for Philadelphia, I think you'll see him move up. And when you can get Ryan Tannehill in round 9, and this is pick 90, and you can see over here they have him at the expert consensus ranking at 93, so that's about where he's supposed to go. This is 90, so right here. So those are about where they're supposed to go. I don't have any problem with them taking these picks here because they're close. And of course, Joe Burrow here getting close to pick 100. Let's see where they've got him going, because this is pick 98 and this is the end of round 10 is pick 100. Let's move this chart down and see where they've got him. Okay, as you can see here, they got Joe Burrow at 99, and I took Joe Burrow right here, 98. This is 99, and this is pick 100, the end of round 10. So I got him right where his ADP is. And the rest of these quarterbacks, if you're going to draft these guys, I wouldn't consider Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Matt Ryan, Justin Fields. I consider these guys, tier 3 guys. So if you ended up with one of these guys, your starting quarterback, you waited too long, you should have not done that. You should have maybe gotten one of these other guys and then used these guys as your backup. And just to show you the rest of my draft, how come I got a 95, I did take another quarterback at the end of the draft, and I'll show you that here. We'll get you down here to the end of the draft. Of course, there's Joe Burrow at the top. I got some really good players, some good tight ends that I like. I got me some good defenses, a couple good kickers, a couple running backs that I think can help me in case of injury, that catch the ball out of the backfield. And my last quarterback I took was Cam Newton. The reason I took Cam Newton at the end, look, I just think he's going to have a better season this year. They got a couple good tight ends. They got a good offensive line, a good running game, a good defense, and I think he'll play most of the year if he's healthy, and he's a good add-on at the end of your draft like I did. Okay, that's it on quarterbacks. That's the draft strategy. I like to wait on quarterbacks. I like to wait and see who falls to me on my tiers. If one of these tiers over here, tier 1, falls to you in a round he shouldn't, then you should take him. Same thing with tier 2, like I did with Russell Wilson. He's the 6th ranked quarterback, and I got him at the end of round 8, which is, really good. That's like pick 78. His consensus ranking was, earlier in the 60s, so I got value. And when it comes to quarterback in the 1 quarterback leagues where you can only start 1, you should wait on quarterbacks until they fall to you later in the draft, but make sure you get a couple good ones, because last year I drafted Dak Prescott. When he got hurt, my season fell apart in a league I really wanted to win. So I'm Buster Brown. The show, it's called Redemption Rehab. Good luck.